Hello and welcome to the Property News. You're on Magic Bricks Now, India's first property channel. I'm Krishna Kumar. Let's take a look at the top stories that we're tracking. The Mumbaiker's daily commute has become an urban nightmare, a story that plays out every monsoon. But this year, Magic Bricks Now's relentless campaign forces the state government to take notice. The government assures that a single agency will be accountable for Mumbai's roads. Magic Bricks Now's campaign against errant developers continues. Now, JP Group home buyers are up in arms against the developer. Around 35,000 home buyers have been waiting for over 8 years for their homes. And in Bengaluru, mudslinging and politicking over Deputy SP MK Ganapathy continues after the tamasha in the Karnataka State Assembly rejecting judicial probe announced by Chief Minister Siddaramaiah. Opposition stands firm, says KJ George must resign. Let's kick things off with the big Magic Bricks Now impact. Mumbai is likely to get one single agency to manage its roads. Mumbai's civic body, the BMC, could get charge of all the city roads. That is the word coming from a closed-door meeting between the state government represented by Mumbai's Guardian Minister Subhash Desai and the BMC represented by Mayor Snehal Ambekar and the additional Municipal Commissioner Sanjay Mukherjee. MMRDA officials and BMC local ward officers were also present at this meeting. Viewers would recall that Magic Bricks Now has been raising the pathetic condition of Mumbai's roads even before the rains set in. This channel had also proposed the solution of a single agency to manage all Mumbai roads. Now that has obviously caught the attention of the state. Listen to what Mumbai's mayor told my colleague Disha Shah after the meeting.
मैम, आपने कल हमारे चैनल को बताया था कि आपने आज सुभाष देसाई जी के सामने सजेशंस रखे थे कि सारी एजेंसीज के रोड्स बीएमसी को हैंडओवर किए जाए। तो उसके ऊपर चर्चा आज हुई है कि नहीं?
उन्होंने सभी प्राधिकरण के लोग आज उपस्थित थे, अधिकारी, उनको बताया कि अगर खड्डे की जिम्मेदारी आप नहीं कर सकते, आपके पास अगर कोई यंत्रणा नहीं है तो मुंबई महानगर पालिका वो सब करा के देगी, लेकिन उसके जो खर्चा जो है वो सब आपको बेयर करना पड़ेगा।
तो उन्होंने इन सब एजेंसीज ने एग्री किया है इस पे?
उन्होंने आदेश दिया है, एग्री करने का सवाल ही नहीं आता है, उनको एग्री होना ही है।
एंड मैम, आखिरी सवाल, स्टेट गवर्नमेंट ने बोला था कि जो पीडब्ल्यूडी के अंदर जो दो रोड्स आते हैं, ईस्टर्न एक्सप्रेस हाईवे एंड वेस्टर्न एक्सप्रेस हाईवे, वो बीएमसी को हैंडओवर करने के लिए बट विद अ राइडर के बीएमसी को उनके स्टाफ वर्कर्स को पे करना पड़ेगा। तो मैम, आपका उनके उस बाबत में क्या कहना है?
उनका प्रस्ताव आना चाहिए, उसके बाद हम उसके ऊपर गौर करेंगे।
Moving on to our other big campaign on project delays. At least 35,000 home buyers are stuck in the JP's Wish Town project in Sector 128 in Noida. Their homes have been delayed by over 8 years. Buyers allege that even the police refused to lodge an FIR against the builder. Now, my correspondent Deepa Rana caught up with these home buyers. Listen to what they had to say.
I'm standing at the JP's township, Wish Town project township. As you see behind me, there are about 35,000 houses and 25 societies which the JP group had flagged off in 2008. But till now it has been 8 years that over 35,000 home buyers have been waiting for their dream home. If you would remember, it was the NCDRC who had given an order against the Calypso Court project of the JP in April, and the JP group had to pay about 12% of penalty to the home buyers. Soon after that, around 500 more home buyers approached the National Consumers Commission, but till now it's the JP builder who is yet to respond to these home buyers as to when can the home buyers expect these townships to come up. We have also tried to reach out to the builder, but no response have we got till now. I also spoke to a lot of home buyers who told me about different projects and different societies of this 1200-acre township in which they have been stuck for more than 8 years.
My dreams has been shattered when I didn't get possession. It was supposed to be given in 2014, but it has been more than 2 years that after 2014 I have not received possession, and whenever I'm sending the mail or calling them on customer care, I am not getting the satisfactory response. In fact, for the last 1 year I have not received the communication through, they are not responding my emails also.
मैंने क्यूब प्रोजेक्ट में इन्वेस्ट किया था 2011 मार्च 2011 में। इसमें करीब 800 लोगों ने इन्वेस्ट किया है उस वक्त इन्होंने 36 मंथ का पोजीशन टाइम दिया था, नहीं मार्च 2011 मीन्स 36 मार्च 2014 में पोजीशन हो जाना था, पर अभी तक ये प्रोजेक्ट का 20% काम भी कंप्लीट नहीं हुआ है। L&T इसका कंस्ट्रक्शन कर रहा था। मार्च 2014 में L&T यहाँ का कंस्ट्रक्शन का काम छोड़ के चला गया क्योंकि जेपी ने उसको कोई पैसा नहीं दिया, और हम लोग जेपी से कंटिन्यूसली फॉलोअप कर रहे हैं, वो कोई जवाब नहीं दे रहे कि कब देंगे, कब ये पोजीशन होगा, कब ये बनेगा। और उन्होंने हमसे 95% पेमेंट ले लिया है, और मेरा EMI 60,000 का EMI जा रहा है, और मैं किराए पे अपना मकान का पैसा दे रहा हूँ। मैं सैलरीड एम्प्लॉय हूँ। इसके बाद मेरे पास जो मेरे को सैलरी होती है उससे मेरे को कुछ बचता नहीं है। टोटल 35,000 फ्लैट बायर्स हैं जिनका पैसा वो लेके 95% पेमेंट लेके बैठा है, जो कि हम लोग अगर ऑन एन एवरेज 50 लाख रुपया पर फ्लैट भी लगाएं तो 17,000 करोड़ रुपए का गबन वो कर चुका है।
Have you approached the local police or the local CM over here? What sort of a response have you got from the authorities also?
मैडम, ये सिमिलर लेटर जो हमारे ऑनरेबल प्राइम मिनिस्टर को भेजा, वही लेटर हमने ऑनरेबल मुख्यमंत्री उत्तर प्रदेश मिस्टर अखिलेश यादव को भी भेजा है, और लोकल DM को, लोकल एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन DM को भी दिया है, और वेरियस मिनिस्टर्स, अर्बन डेवलपमेंट मिनिस्ट्री को भी लेटर ये दिया है। हमारे यहाँ पे जो एजिटेटर्स का जो ग्रुप है, उनके जो लीडर हैं, वो हम लोगों को जो कोऑर्डिनेट कर रहे हैं, उसमें उन्होंने लोकल पुलिस में भी कंप्लेन किया, तो लोकल पुलिस ने भी कंप्लेन करने से मना कर दिया। कहता है कि ये क्राइम नहीं है कोई, मतलब ये कोई क्रिमिनल केस नहीं है।
Concern is that I have booked on 2012 and they were supposed to give me in 36 months, and it has been passed. Right now it's 2016, so it has been more than 4 years going to be happen. So it's not about the infrastructure thing. Is timely giving the thing is the main thing, because I am paying my rent also nearly 30,000 I'm paying for as a rent, and I'm paying 35,000 as a EMI, so which it's a major setback and major finance crunching for.
Sir, right now if you go to the site, what is on the site? Is the construction at all happening, or even the construction has been stalled?
I have been visiting it on the weekends quite oftenly, but there is no construction going on. I couldn't able to see any labels over there.
And to give us more perspective, I'm being joined by Advocate Sahil Sethi on the phone line. Mr. Sethi, thank you so much for taking time out to be with us here on the Property News on Magic Bricks. Now, we were just looking at reactions coming in from home buyers on JP's Wishtown project in Sector 128 in Noida. JP's Calypso Court project delay also comes up for hearing. Can you give us a background of that case?
So in May this year, the NCDRC had given a judgment in favor of some of Calypso Court buyers, wherein the NCDRC has granted compensation amongst other things for the delay that has happened. The matter is now coming up before the Supreme Court, and considering that it will now be sub judice, so it will be for everybody to see now what the Supreme Court has to say.
All right, tell us more about the JP Group and the alleged project delays. Most of their projects are delayed, aren't they?
I suppose so. This is my information is as good as yours, and I've been hearing similar kind of reactions like you have been, and it appears so. Yes.
All right, talk to us exactly what is the way forward. You know, we've just heard out. Some people have been delayed homes in JP's Wishtown project by over 8 years. Some of them the construction activity is not even happening at this point in time. Talk to us about the way forward for so many home buyers who are up in arms. 35,000.
I believe there are a lot of consumer associations that are working to sort out the situation within the Wishtown, and I would recommend that all the buyers go to the consultant within the Wishtown. I believe there are about 30-35 projects, and every project, I believe, or maximum of them have their own voluntary associations which are working for buyers and which are trying to talk to JP, filing complaints or whatever. And I believe each one of them should contact their respective association and in a collective fashion try to find a solution to this.
How easy or how difficult is the solution to this at this point in time?
How easy or how difficult is or what is the solution? I think we'll be in a better position to understand, I think, pursuant to after seeing what the Supreme Court has to say for this.
All right, Ben, we'll wait for that. Advocate Sahil Sethi, thank you so much for taking time out to be with us here on the Property News on Magic Bricks Now. Moving on. Maharashtra developers are somewhat relieved after the Inspector General of Police clarified that every registered offence will not necessarily mean a prison term. Builder Body CREDAI's Pune wing had sought clarifications on the circular issued by the Maharashtra Police. Ruchi Deshpande gets us the details on this meeting developers had with the state's Inspector General.
the circular that was issued just a few days ago by the Maharashtra Police that stated that any biller related complaint to the Maharashtra Police will now be counted as a cognizable offence has clearly unsettled a lot of developers in Mumbai and Pune. In fact, the members of Pune CREDAI held a meeting with the Special Inspector General of Police, who has authored this circular yesterday, and they put forth some demands and demanded some clarifications as well. Now, we checked with the Maharashtra Police on this, and they told us that the major clarification here is that not every offence will be treated as a cognizable offence. It will be analysed by the Maharashtra Police, upon which it will be decided that if it is a bailable offence, then it guarantees no imprisonment of the developer. If it is a non-bailable offence, then the builder may be imprisoned for a period of 3 to 5 years. The second thing that was cleared was the fact that after the complaint is analysed by the Maharashtra Police, it will be decided if it falls under the provision violations of either MOFA or MRTP or IPCC, and depending on the most severe of sections under these three acts, the one that guarantees the most action will be the one that applies to this complaint. And thirdly, Pune CREDAI demanded that there should be no third party complainant in this whole case. It should be strictly between the developer and the consumer. So, for example, no RTI activist can go ahead and place a complaint against the developer in this case, and the Maharashtra Police has indeed agreed to that. The Maharashtra Police also reiterated, saying that this was essentially done so that the consumer, if he or she has a builder-related complaint, should not be made to run pillar to post, especially and keep a case pending in the civil court. And the Maharashtra Police will take action on this as and when required.
Pressure is piling on the Siddaramaiah government in Karnataka to act against Minister KJ George, accused of abetting the suicide of Deputy SP Ganapathy. The BJP staged an overnight protest at the Karnataka Assembly, refusing to relent until a CBI probe is ordered. Remember, the CM had ordered a judicial probe alongside a CID probe into the late Ganapathy's suicide, but the opposition has made it clear that a CBI probe must be ordered. Meanwhile, the minister in the spotlight, KJ George, continues to brazen it out, saying that he is innocent and that all allegations against him are baseless.
I ask you and the BJP, anybody, if there is any document to prove that I harassed the thing. I explained in the assembly as well as the council. After this thing, again you are asking the same question. You ask them to produce what the document connected with this thing, Ganapathy, to harass him.
So do you think you have been targeted because you belong to a minority?
I never told I am targeted. I only told my name is George. His name is Shettar. I never attribute anything to the thing. Communal. I am a congressman. Congress is my community. Congress is my language.
Sir, but they say that the Congress is on a Save George mission.
It is not that. See, they got any evidence against me, let them produce. After 3 days of discussion in the assembly and the council, they could be able to produce one document against me.
Sir, they are saying that the Judicial Commission is not going to be satisfactory. They are saying it's an eyewash.
How can they say that? I'm the chair candidate.
Away from that, lack of bidders for Asia's largest slum redevelopment project, Dharavi, has prompted the Dharavi Redevelopment Authority to adopt the self-development route. Sources close to the matter say that in a closed-door meeting today, the DRA has decided to present two models of development to the government on Saturday. If approved, Dharavi's redevelopment could begin within the next 6 months. And we have Amita Balachandra joining us on the phone line with some exclusive details on that front. Amita, you've been on top of the story for a long time now. Tell us, what is the latest that you're picking up?
Well, a couple of sources close to the matter, of course, told us that there are two models being considered at the moment. One is, of course, right now the extension. It's been 4 times nearly that they've extended the date. The last date for extension now is the 31st of July. And sources also tell me that there have been no bidders so far. The only builder interested at the moment is Omkar. However, Omkar also does not want a binding agreement at the moment and is not very happy with this model. So they're now looking at another model, which is basically a slum, going to be based on slum rehabilitation scheme, which means that slum dwellers will have to now choose a developer on their own, which means that in this scheme, 70% consent of slum dwellers is required, post which, of course, the government will form guidelines and then, the redevelopment for Dharavi will kick off. But then again, what I'm also picking up at this moment is that these are the two models that they will be presenting on Saturday to the government. Of course, it's up to the government to figure out which model to go ahead with. But what we're also being told at the moment is the most feasible option is the self-development route, simply because the biggest advantage with this is that there is no binding agreement. Right now, with the present model, what's happening is that the government has now mandated that within post-selecting developers, within 7 years, Dharavi has to be redeveloped. That's the contract. However, that binding agreement will not be there in the self-development route, and we'll really have to see whether they're going to, go ahead with the self-development route. But that's the hope of the DRA at this point in time. Also, the biggest takeaway with the self-development route is that if at all they do take it up, we hear that nearly 25 builders are interested in the self-development route, and if that kicks off, then within the next 6 months, redevelopment for Dharavi should begin.
Hopefully, within the next 6 months, the redevelopment of Dharavi begins. Amita Balachandra, thank you so much for bringing us those exclusive details. Moving on, Bengaluru-based Sobha Limited, meanwhile, has completed the first phase of its largest residential township project, the Sobha Dream Acres in Bengaluru's Bagalur area, within a span of 20 months. In a press conference held on the 13th of July, the company said that the project is being developed by an in-house precast plant that uses a modern method of construction that allows for faster delivery. To tell us more about this, we're now being joined by JC Sharma, VC and MD of Sobha Limited. Thank you so much for taking the time to be with us here on the Property News, Mr. Sharma. First of all, tell us about Sobha Dream Acres. What cutting-edge technology have you used to ensure timely delivery?
This product, when it was envisaged, we took a calculated risk. We have not done anything in precast till that time, but we felt that if you have to bring down the construction cost without compromising on the pricing, we need to bring this kind of a technology where the construction cost can be reduced, construction time can be reduced, but the quality remains the same or better. So a proven technology which has been in practice in Europe and in Singapore, where almost 90% plus of the buildings are being constructed through this technology. We have already completed 2 buildings of 220 units plus and 225,000 square feet in a record time of almost 1 year. We need to do the clubhouses, we need to do certain other services, and we need to get the OC also. It will take another 2 to 3 quarters.
All right, Mr. Sharma, tell us about the second phase of the project. When can we expect that to be complete?
Sales had begun for the second phase. The construction will start next year, and the timeline, because we will be coming under the RERA from now onwards, we should be taking about 3 years of timeline. But we will aim to deliver the project in much less than this 3 years period.
All right, Sharma, now we've also noticed that Sobha's sales have suffered over the last quarter. Tell us what exactly was the reason for that, and what is your outlook going forward from here on?
See, I will not say that the sales have suffered. If you look at, we have done more than 800,000 square feet, and you have also noticed that almost all the cities except Bangalore has done better this quarter than the last year. Few thousand here and there doesn't make much of a difference when not a single product or project was launched in any other city except Gurgaon. We have given a very realistic guidance this year of doing 3.5 million square feet. We are well on course to achieve that, and we believe that as the on the ground market sentiments have started improving, the numbers also will be reflected as we get into the next quarters.
All right, Ms. Sharma, before we let you go, I also wanted to talk about the NGT order that does not allow construction within 75 meters of any lake boundary. I want to understand, does that affect Sobha in any way?
This order is prospective in nature, A, and B, all the existing products of all the developers, including that of Sobha, they are not getting impacted. No developer has got any notice either from NGT or from the Environment Ministry or from KPSCB or from BD or BBMP. Now coming to the new launches, whatever planning we have been doing on our ongoing projects, the NGT order is not going to impact us. But lots of landlords and the developers, they are going for an appeal where their contention is very simple and clear, that the rules are being made by the government, by the legislative assemblies or the parliament. NGT is not a rule making authority, and they are seeking clarification from the competent authorities. Once that clarification comes, all of us will have a comfort and clarity that this is the new buffer zone, or this will be what is likely to stand, and accordingly we will adjust ourselves.
All right, Mr. Sharma, I'm afraid we'll have to let it go at that. It's JC Sharma of Sobha Developers. Thank you so much for taking time out to be with us here on the Property News on Magic Bricks Now. Moving on. Superstar Salman Khan plans to construct a luxury 5 BHK beach house on a 100-acre property in Gorai Beach. The plush sea-facing property is expected to become his annual holiday home. So what exactly is Bhai planning to include in his new home? Here's the report.
स्वागत नहीं करोगे आप हमारा?
Superstar, box office sensation and everyone's favorite Salman Bhai is constructing a plush 5 BHK beach house in Gorai Beach. The actor bought this 100-acre sea-facing property way back in 2008. Salman Khan's love for farmhouses is well known, and the actor has also made many investments in the property market in recent years, especially in Gorai and Manori. The sea-facing property at Gorai Beach will house a 2-story farmhouse with a gymnasium, swimming pool and a viewing theatre. The star also has a fondness for all-terrain motorbikes and is expected to have a dirt biking arena in the property as well. Interestingly, 2 more bungalows are being built in the property for family and guests. So if all goes according to plan, expect Salman Khan to ring in his 51st birthday at the new beach house with pomp, cake and sunset on December 27th. Bureau Report, Magic Bricks Now.
Shifting focus to interiors, if you are bored of looking at the same old flooring in your house, then this is the right show to watch. On this week's interior show, Aditi Singh caught up with Ayush, who owns a store Cocoon that exclusively sells rugs and carpets. Take a look.
Here we'll have rugs from the collections that we saw earlier, as well as some new ones.
All right, so let's start with this one. Actually, it looks like a French classic design. So what is the speciality?
Interesting that you point that rug out. That rug was actually a runner-up at the German Carpet Fair just about a week back.
Yeah.
It was in the best transitional category.
Okay.
Transitional is basically classic with a modern twist. So you'll notice the base is a very nice French classic pattern. It's called an aubusson. And then the color that you see across the rug is all silk. And what we have done specially after that is the shearing of the rug by hand. So an expert finisher from our side sits with a scissor and ensures that the motifs that need to be higher are delicately sort of cut around.
How about the other carpets and collections which are part of the smaller sized carpets here?
So basically with this rug, obviously the silk has been sheared by hand, but what has also happened is there's a special wash called oxidizing. What that does is it eats away the wool completely, but leaves the silk unaffected. So it gives it a very nice coarse, earthy kind of feeling to the wool, and the silk looks very antique and washed out.
Yeah.
So that's an interesting process to that.
And how much would something like this cost?
This is priced at about 80,000.
Okay.
Whenever you're looking to add texture or like an industrial setting, for example, where there is concrete, where the texture would look very interesting. I think those sort of settings, this would look beautiful.
Okay. And how about those 80,000 ones? I guess I'm eyeing those right now. So can we just go through them one by one?
Absolutely. So again, this is another one of ours from the texture collection.
Yeah.
So again, this has a very high silk content. And what has been done is been shirred by hand again. So you'll see the multi-dimensions on the rug.
Yeah. And if you had to tell me what the price for this?
This is from the 80,000 range.
Okay. Yeah.
This is a classic, very classic design at the base of it. But with the use of these white silk clouds on top of the rug, it almost gives it a worn-out sort of look.
Well,
that
it
it's
does.
a rug that has aged over many, many years.
Sophisticatedly worn out. So what is the material on top of the base?
So the white that you see across the rug, that's all silk.
Okay.
And the base is that textured wool.
And with that, it's a wrap on this edition of the Property News on Magic Bricks Now. Thank you so much for watching. This is Krishna Kumar signing off.
You can watch live TV on our website mpnow.in. Find us on Facebook at facebook.com/magicbricksnow. And don't forget to click the like button. You can also follow us on Twitter at Magic Bricks Now. To stay updated with all our programming, hit the subscribe button on our YouTube channel by logging on to youtube.com/magicbricksnow.